wotu ho a ensempa nyina obenya bi na wonso watie na watie ni yie enti wo mu no wo mote ase enye yie na yehwe Ghana mra ne nchiama no nso a eno ede emra yedibu man yefre ne se rule of law ye adwuma no a kama yese sade mampani ene na aban pese wono mo yono no wo mo de atemu adwuma no ene nanim etwitwi fam ne se ho nti wo se wo mo sori gina na wo mo ko ede ma oman no na fe yemra no etiminya ne na gina so na eye adwuma sade ese na efata na nanim ankwankogu ase wo aman hodo a wono mo nso de emra kro na bi ene ye wo mo adwuma anim na wono mo ka we no ene ehemudie kase pa na akoso e won kran pompone mantem ha eno mu ena wono mo chese maame esiaba araba tokono chief justice a wono ma twena sensen no emra mempeni pese wodi ye adwuma wono mu hu ne pefe se wone na futufo council of state ena afi chi ne yema na ana akwa cross akwa akoda na wo ma dwene ho pese wo mo di ye adwuma na sade wo mo si hu no no ena sonoma no wo mo di ka toto bi ede aba abonten enti nhemudie nase ena de wono eyenkutahudie bofo edima wosonkokroko amanyoko yewra reche dahiagba wono mo kasa no wode ne de to subie ene wo kire se nokwasem ni enye wo mo nko ena ekro na mo woni amanyoko be se ennan na aka wo ho abom asese woye enum na bere no kura kwa animu no enkonko yenum no afoforo nso kura guhu a wo mo lezi wo mo butu a nyame de chen abosume de etoso num saada no edwoada won besi emontene so setwedi ampon wotene han na ni fefefe de mayen ne wodwoda no ma wo man ya wo mo ebeye asundwe o ye kire na sa asundwe ye kire ne nyina ye se maame esiaba araba getri tokono chief justice ya mampani atwena sensen no wo ma wonsan konkoye na dwuma bio sansen ne ho so nsa abrobe na ba emra kwan so nso a enye no na mampani pese wode ye adwuma no na wo kasa no ye nsantrofo bra na nhemudie ne koso no na wo mo wo hodeda na wo de ye ntie bi mra ewia na afi de aka akire ye de apiu so.
The NDC is calculating to do your rights, my rights will have vanished under this democracy, and we will resist that. And that's the invitation for you all to join us on 5th May opposite the Supreme Court for a demonstration that would signal to the executive that our democracy matters more than anyone's politics, matters more than any individual's political ambition. We are determined to let the government understand that the very democracy that brought them to office, they must ensure they protect it and keep it safe for our posterity.
Eno eyenkutehudie bofo de ma wosono amanyoku no ena wote se wokase yewra reche de hiagba na wono mo nkasa mu no wo mo chese nyame de che na edadwoda no enya durusu a ayere so a emobe se nonso de na wono ma hyase a wote esi monten so na mum won bedi kan ahia be se nunum anopa no na wo mo de kan wo me apokura na fie wahwe wo mo map a won be fa so na we nyina echi no wo mo de kan kura ne woman post sadoma na sabambofo na di kasasie ya wonom nso enya won honte ase a waje atomu se edadwoada kwan da fom enti nyame e mada no twen na abrewan so yipoma kwa mu a se tie bia wonom ebeko na no no won be hyase afri Supreme Court ne hwe ni mu ho na fi wo mato aso akwa Parliament House ho afa akwa Jubilee House anim ho na enu achi no wo mo ede krata wo mo tintim ene asempo ewom de ntia wo mo kase maame no mampani ma wonye na adwuma wo mo e de akwa mampani ama wone ne sadom nso akenkan na wo san hyemude yase na de wo fredom anase dompiafo e de ma wo sono amanyoko NPP Yera Henry na naboache ye bone mrane se nanabi wono so de tudwa chese de ekoso ya sesei wiase man nyina Sompa Daama ekoba bia wono mo fa bie na wo mu chi nkomo ekoso ne interview ahodo no eye ni muguase pa na wono mpese wo mugu oman no enti wo mo se sono amanyoku a eba mrase badwafi a wo mo ye mighty minority enya de a wo mbetena se na waye hwe ha ama sabio abanoma ase eche na ebewie wo mo ba bebo ho ka na yentie de Yewra Henry na naboache na nabi wono nso edito so.
Over the past few weeks, President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government have intensified their relentless crusade against the independence of Ghana's judiciary, an assault that has now culminated into a dangerous an unconstitutional move. The suspension and planned removal of Chief Justice of the Republic, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Iraba Isaba Saki Tokuno, by none other than Mr. Mahama himself. The NPP profoundly disapproves and vehemently condemns this blatant disregard for constitutional order, judicial sanctity, and democratic norm. This action taken under the pretext 46 of the 1982 Constitution constitute a grave threat to judicial independence, a reckless abuse of executive discretion, and an affront to the rule of law.
Eno yewra Henry Nanaboache yabone mrane se nanabi wono ene domfrefo edema wosonkokroko amanyoku no na entamara ma yentumirika hot bite so na yenkobɔ ne hyew ewo LPG amanyoku no wonom aboboa no na de woye ekwe kofa bae wono anso netua no ekura franka ede premampani agua no ede ma wonom nanso enkunimudi ama yewra Kofi Apalu na unya bo LPG a no waje so someha na someha LPG wose yankonko a meka se wo ya homa no so Yewra Apalu ote yanka Sompa 106.5 hot bite sini majoe
mejo suminia
na LPG mabobo ano boko de
oh nyagopo na domara kwa ya bibia e kama
de twede ampo ase ya hanso ye yeguso sonsompa e de amomai Ghana ene wiase nyina ene hye mudi a mone amanyoku ahodo bi e ka ho a wosonokokroko ejina mu bie no papa sana utua mu bi
na me mu bi pa LPG for ye ka ho pa
wonderful enti nyame de chen a ade chen adwo ada no mo siesie mo ho se oye kire no mo kɔ
oh nyame ya dominate nkomu kwa dia oye kire no enye me nko na me kɔ eye Ghana for nyina including yourself and NDC4, MPP4, PNC4, CPP4. Ghana ni babia ya kensa friends so muna meka hona yenye oyekre nya ye famboa esebu ye democracy no na ye fa sebu judiciary no sanse enema bia ekoso no se ahwe na ya ansesa na ye ma ne koso a ebe ha nchirima papa be se o man no dachi ehun hia semi no mienu nyina ebetu sana mo no na yakire aban ni se ohene ye ni atoba ma na so anamo bia wutu no yanhwe na yankyerɛw a ama wansesa afiri ho a dachi ebe ha nchirima sanse ya politicize the institutions of Ghana nyina de aka judiciary no eno kwa na nyame ya doma yenkoye no MPP NDC sem na omoye no intino anamo na amapanyi to sisi ano ya mane guy na okoso no ya na just the MPP ni NDC sem no call the tiene say otimi koyi chief justice free o ene circuit court judge ana magistrate court judge here o de okra na hwa en cholete ma e de phone call keke ene waka jo say masa so from men's court to be ebe masa ma politicians enya tumi wo man ni mu a o de be hu na judge for e wo man ni e ma judge bia ntimi ende ne ho e say ba say o mo e di asema politician be timi afa phone no afre no awon no no ka che judge say judge so on pe on asema asemu ediko sei ne sa de a edisi be yo e ba sa o mo de mhihie ne hu ene bebu atan eno so emma obi a ye kan nyina no ye nuanom bebre on mo se dan ti asem na ye kan ase o mo de amando sem na na wo ma dwunim eso so ye nyina ye die mu asem na ye kan e kira na ene wa ban wa bam eti no e bia ofise ye wo ye na ye demum se ufra bamu a na asem na wo ye no ye the same thing e bochire wa then obehunu se enye eti no ye se Ghana fo nyina se omu nyina hu esempa na ye ka no nya se wo obi anfa bi na ye nyina ye ka se nkyere o mapanyi se ye sere na da adobre o ade na anamo na wo tu no ye se no emmo o man no na wo jebu na ye ma twita se no ene judge sa aka nyina obi a enye na dwuma kama sesia woto ni sanse wafa judge former ko enso so do mo ko Supreme Court no obia ni ha wo ho eno de obia ni ha wo nemo se chief justice ni obeyi na di and I be judge BD what films here schools in there. No, the bonus.
Miura, Sadia and Comona Quacoyeno. Yana, your cocotra banner there, come I say, I ain't Trimukesene. Nemo more to me fairly forms, no. Ma ewie emra kwanso ye jimutum mambe kura franka e de preguano kire yemuna fa yeko school yi se koba se omampanin bi ba e bi te se chief justice wono na eyi oyi ne lawyer panin wie e ya attorney general obon se oyi chief justice e wo ho abon se bi abato commissioner no wayi police sadom de otua no no wayi die ntina wayi ye ho na okoyi ebia chief justice a ehwo de ebinuma sore tiase wo monte ase de mpa na eye skeleton a ewo twa boss no mu atibamufo hunye ne ye nte ase a etwetwe aso a ye de ya amanyosem
enye bibi ani to boss bia wu de kwa wo mu nyina ne se emra na ya tete to wono no ebo ajajefo ho ban se emfa woni de wa abam judge for yen to mo so aba eti se ni time so na so ko ahumuje mu a o man panyina wo ho no mo no o ho kwan se obetimi appoint obi fufuro amna kwakoye chief justice nembom se chief justice ni ye na dwuma na obeso no pa se mekoyi na di ye emra bia ma na kwan sa eno ne asem na ye kan nyina so what I say ye be say yebema sa konya no ma it's abattoir say wo say mini ama twa gine sin bi so ke constitution na ho no enim sa ne ma we nyina enuti na ema ye bo chi justice na ho ban
okay
say the be sa abattoir
Sompa FM
aban no be ban no constitution chief justice no wa o say police for we enam say sam bom to say police for ntino fe to ba wie fe de na dampare ura dampare oh yeah because that time no ni tumi ekuta ni nyina ehim onim nya wonye ne ho sa se okwasiwe ya asem wajawe so asem onu se won hwa aban no besesa no ebe pamo no eti otumi nya enyere ne ho nya adwuma se de se oye dai oye eti so bi ya NDC ni ena so mo no na ma we ni sa bre no no ye ensema enfata police ntimi nya de hwe na omugusu no mo eye ne ma sa se police ni se aban no ba no bit my day asesa no
okay
say the sa court na judge for so hu say aban asesa no ba obetimi apamo no judge na minia ene judge for no asem court no dia o so anim say se kodema ba o
tie sompa
na yem pese be ko enye bibia wo chief justice ya e kana asemi obia me nim ne mpo me sia ne da me nim ne da o ja se na so ban bona onyakopon adom penifo matwamu ko se set wo no ma say constitution ni eva nya adwuma no eno mo asem na ye ka yempe yibia ma me no onye boni bia be boni bia ni won mo ye kuruma na ma say inadi because esema mo kanyina ento asunu say obi say oye police ni court eno court no kokoye eniamo ho na ma me ne tia no enti wo tia no nti yempa ma me no na me nia justice atukuba yedi kromanum na se John no ne menua atubiga ene bafaya o no pempi wa yi krante o fo bibi krante
ken krante papa yi ejojo o mo wo court obi ka se yi papa na di because to two clean here e me so bia de beto to ase menua o ka je say chief justice wa tu kwan oni ni kuru atu kwan eti no abaya fa no kanti no eno ntibi de jenyi ma me na dia me je ho amenji ase sebio nya na da fo no 2 point ena nya ne o fa bi no
Sompa FM
ana se ni kunu 2 point na ne policy kura se policy ko kutu ko fa ne policy ko na policy ko na ne kunu ndi wane ko na the policy no on kwa ko da na so ne kwa ko ere o ja se ene ma bi ono ma obi gina so menia abamba ben eni apanyina abamba ben na no ya ne ho dudu ni a de ne ko Dubai so ngwa sa no yare na ne yire ne ekotra na njen enya abanka wo ne hu ya ma o man no we speaker of parliament eno sata ho ne ka se enu ti yenyi na yi Oma Penny, I was to say, now no to come on in the Basharif in the 2 coin. Now, no, say, only for Sharif Atina, or mine play Mutino, and it Yenuadiana. I never be on my minia, it was a social. Some man on the Juma way and on one home area, and I saw over the Jumano and so I need the inner fine. Now the Juma way and Obiati make America say, on one home day, and I be. Now, on my penny so. And I'm they said Kayabi or Kaya Abane Betuabano. And Uti Kram, you say no means obey my melody. I said, you get ya, Minia Samaja. Open the can send the baby, a very Betuabano. Somebody Pamu, Chief Justice Sine, or Mom Cacao. Yet, Timmy, no, yes, and more for 2 minutes or Muslim, no more yet, no more pay or mining. Or mine, except you, a idea, and never for idea. Okamubi, Mr. Mekamubi, and cry a woman and the our more hospital crying for Mumbafi, almost a foul mining. Will be to me any day, and for mine on so I said, O man, a day, yet.
Yurapalu, ye jaw na mamu wakono, and namuko nshia mudie, amunyina muko ben krumuno. Dear was a oyachireno or babia, and a more was a yinto, the do's and don'ts. Mone post sadom no ediasia wo mode maamo no ebinise na wono ma wofie nso a wo be join no wono ma nkwanko ya ma na nkoboro so
the police watching us here nyina ya kan say ye be start free Supreme Court any more no wono na ye betu anamo no ye Monday and past 6 o'clock and be start it ye be ma judicial council no ye be mo ye a petition. If you want my back parliament, now a petition come parliament. If you parliament so now you call Jubilee House. Now the petition come on my penny.
Sompa FM.
Obipia we are gonna need piano. The can't one in the interest and more bar. Yes, so and fat and my bonibia and so and farmer and go far be a second and now it true and I say you be a mao. O baso soa sabio men ori apetesi ana bibi enfama so na mecha na se me apetesi bia so enkuta na fama edede e wo honom ade na e ba be no ye ba be ye ade a be boa oman no ye be se be wi ase na ko fa foforo bi so ayede e dia ba ti se obi bia so obi an comport no
ye wura nwumre ye be da wase LPG
ya konkwa
LPG
Somiha, Nesomiha, na yina yankonkwa.
Mo, anwumre ye do asepa se oni atwetwe nkomo e hot bite so. Wono ne pania, otua amanyoko a yatu ne din se LPG, Liberal Party of Ghana. Eho, Somiha na Somiha yankonkwa. Ye kwode a ene na ye toa so na fe yakọ ensem fufuro mu na eno nso amanyoko mako a wono mo ka ho bi ema ebonnum ya yesi binum kura lezi wo mo butu eba no ma menkobusa Ghana Union Movement yewra Christian Kwabrandru ya dodo na abon mrane se sofo kirabosom esan se tworo na ka ne pefe se emra no so obi di so se ete a eye yenkobusa ne se wogina mu bia na se wonka ho sofo awrade asundwe nka wo
asundwe nka mu nyina ne motifo
na gum mabobo ano bokode
ye kusua kakaka ye twense domama ntutu ode ba no ye hwede besi ye ma break kakra islam CCC de wafi no washase
wonderful
business e hunu se ene man tutu yi a afini asase aso ne ntini e de besi ntri so
wow papa ene enhemudi amanyako bi ekoye a won mo se edadwoda wo mo ba beye oye kire wasundwe kwan so e de akwati amampani twe a wo twe wo ba pa get toko no Chief Justice asensen no okobi wadama
ebi e de yankobi se yanka business parties no ho nti yankobi
Sompa FM
mo ye business parties no yankodi akiri ni mpe bibi ni fo no beko esanse enim se ade no de aduru no eye baby a emra mu kwan na nam they suspended will be an HSC unity. They suspended the baby cassette franchise. In your mu, then you say, a couple so na yano cry. That Matthias Abonte, they didn't have me. the whole trust now what can you see? You hope I seem being there some toast on you want to cassette. The fee bed answer, and an insia. Near was made their tools. You film saying, cry, and yellow cry. Now, uncle for us to Bonte. Chinchina, so I go casa and would run a castle on TV near Fiancy Montini, here call a demonstration. But then you are so pianim, and you are super pianim, and you did the Munuka, and for so bien as soon as you encounter.
Mewura Sompa de ye nyina netie amanyoku ekoye no efrefre dom se wo mommra na edadwoada wo nyina nsi monten so
obi enko emfa so bi eni so emfa moye yemma entanchia bi mrem asa na etesi abonten yemma yenkubu anafo enkasa ade we ni oyeye ye nyina gitum sa ade we ni oyeye no eno kwasem ni odifo ni akan rotum yemom unifo enen so NDC amayuku anase your mama edi esi no so tintina obepama eni paso mesidia ene o man pedi ne yente ase so be yesa sanse ye nyina ye bo ye constitution ho ban ni mom no yen kan hwe na kodi akira ukọ awa na okodi upra enti me senkofo a etie mi nyina se ebe o mo boda wu so mo ko me so me boda wu atsa man san so mo nsan sanse faso bi en fa hwe ma hwe nim ye be yan kusi hwe ukọ na kupra upra kwa
na ansana o bebie we so ka say business party eno ho kire mu ye na yente ase
in say wona ebedi akire efa o yibra o ye fe ne say o budget bra na nkamo ne mo ska na bedi akire mi enko no de eno ana ekoso nso de ye nya saade no
Sompa FM
se na anu ya meko ya because so me say 2024 mi fi di mi hu saade na mfanti kampe kwa manko ba kokora o wa pena msi no mi di ba kwa de no so amanko fo hu se party ne da so tia ni mom no mi nko kampe ti manko because na mi se di ti bi ajo mama papa kwa enti wono wa bayi na mi be hwe do be yakopon ya atom na so timi tutu no mayi ya na makoma so abi saade ne be mo a party be ko so atwentwen ko pem se eni ma bekin se ni mom no ma pegya dia ne ko so enso e de abaso bo be ma no na wantuma anya dia ene ni ebeti asim ayedede pa
sofo wonka se mu no wo kire se wono ma aye won hu se business party na wo mo ye esan se wo de wo budget ekọ na wo mo nkonkodi akire mpacho wo mo contact wo se fa budget bra ena wo amfa anko ana se sofo
banyansafo ebunu be enka na sem
nja se wo mo contact wo se fa budget bra na wo ye se wo nko nti wo mfa nko
ensheda me gura manumu anko fast
kafra
fast manumu ba so ye makano no se and then no se ye pe wona eye genuine na parties na mo transit queen sembe ho ansana o mo di ne mabiechi it will be asore kunu so ko di bibiechi keka iba kono ni asena funum
okay
enshena funum wonko
jo na papa nsa na ebeja wo na mamu akono wo hwe kwa adu a wo mo bobo ya wo mo akamra no hu prema fasi yese maame no jama na kwantuo bi kura no wodi ebinom ene ko ya oman no kofasim na wo mu didi gui ensam na de nwonwunan ye na yete akire no ya na ne ntia sa ye hu na mo a mutime fele forms no na efa mra kwan so ne ye disqualify mo na mutime ekokopere mampani agwa ne bie ebia nkunimdie na ama no menim sasa mre mu ye prior to oba kire ye musan na ye nso aye wase no yate ase yie na sabio yankwa nkodi akire
de meka ne se obi kwa kokum obi no ye se yin wifi mu obi akum obi a woni tua se nipa nde se kan awo no kura apodo ye suppose for yin wifi mu obi mpente mu atan ensu nso ropa ko ben okaso wodi fo ale se wodi asem na wi o ti ase enti media de mesa masan se enuma bi enipa bi bayi bia no oye ne se ye de nsem tu obi so a we menvim ebi mpo ne ba ko no ni fo na ensu na kotwu bi fofora bre ai bebo oman no enti se ka se ye botuku a na menim ebi na MPP fo nso no no mo we mukuko tri na so mandae o nim se de bi mami ebi na o ye ne ni si so okura emu enti se enuma bi ayaye It is a be I am free near transit the mammy and the top near Kuyifiwa and Fiabo Conservam. And also, I'm assuming Pompey as a Bibisa or dear, Unyami Madam Russell. Yen Shannon William.
And Papa, when who said, Kuya or Macon, Wabomi, Chief Justice of Kona or Maji Kuamanwana.
And no more common on the Castle with the Encassaway, if I told you the mini of me, and Cassam say, yet the defend the Constitution, the end of the Constitution of Bayajumadia. I didn't see a mummy and Casse, and you're not. On my penny and on my penny, say, Mamma, Constitution was super paper on them. Son say, I think we see here. You send on from a council of seat. If we are in Tunofo, if we are in such committee, would the branch of pepper or GI. In Chad and a mummy and shitty, the Indian shitty, or could she be here? And better than what's what a percopacidia. And then a woman, you don't see a BMP for no, and if we be a shock for my yen, the only tray. A piano, a piano woman baby. I will on my in a pimpano old you be, oh baby, our man Penaco Cassim Bissau, me cocas, and I will be a can be to see a cassi, say, dear. It should come out and tell us. Now, I'm for you, Metropolitan in Castle Debbie. I did a tea, pa, dear. Yen, I saw near and what does he did. I did say, yeah, ye dear, in your sir. The messenger say, and can't come on 3 a.m. Na, young gentleman, penny. Ne brother so say obey or the visit in Babon thing or the Babon tia. Then we proceed on.
A quay say, one more dear, Emrano and a woman pass a betcha. And she
bit much Emrano baby a chia. Bit much a baby a chia. O man penny mamma a chiana na see bit much baby. Tell no coming us was I do we say, ye dear a chia. It is hard in demonstrating. Only the babies out to you. I want to meet you. I'm not defending President John Mama, and I mean defending NDC for. They won't be defending the Constitution, and I mean your banner, so I send home a fine. Mommy, I can't say Munusuke. Oh, said, you didn't yak a carton or so. And your mama no one sign. The one sign, so, Mamma, the Kagun, so your Komukra, and one of you, and on a bit to my poor.
So for ansana yebeja wonamu kura mu wakono wo de nyame kasa kire wa bribia ena wadi ye nso ya na etuem pa ensama waboso nyina no so obi de naso ye ne men ne wantie na so okwa de ne betimi asi e wo saa oye kire yase
o me dem nim se bibia nsi sanse obi emu won te se de wo ye fe ne se opanyinata opanyita enkorate wa no obi ayedi o ti ase obi emu won simple concept say we hear the coca nti kono tu yom didi from baby luta me who say me no and na be a frame me ne kasai what you say na be frame me ne kasai o ka say papa see o catch me catch so there me o kuma say me ba be no me ba ne afi e bitima ye me ba me transit me say there be nsem ne de ekono nana emwa Usana bia yeah actually course me catch any no emwa nti be dey fit emfaso bia ni so me makana nyina actually no enti enya dia say yesa he hu bi because me onu me kasa no na me kwa say wodi kan kra de media betudwa de ye party no logo abeto ma de so say wo mo ne ko demonstration enti na ma me press conference ba me press release ba bon tie say enya dia say ye kan hu bi no enti no me hu say enya so bia ne so yam pie ba bintra menua
Ewura nyumre ye de wasepa say one Sompa 106.5 edin komo Bribia esemu so no onya bra na wabafie na yatena pono kase so edin komo yi
edamasipi nyamisha mno mukasapa
wonhyira wonsoso Sompa papa bye na som woman no 106.5 FM we ye Accra onua Leicester Ghana Limited womo na ya aposen papa etimi eyi efi bia free sen no ase na esan mo wonu mutre na enu achi osen achi nam no nso enya ahoden ema unya nka papa ewo wanum enti obohu se tworo na asama a wokan na momfa mfia no kronkron chiachi amoho no eye adwuma pa o abrabom Leicester Ghana Limited just toothpaste and the toothbrush ho ase na mekan agentre ha oba bia pampan so to photo bi provision store for ene won me siesie niam table so nyina fa bia ka ho esanse eno na ofa udwa no ekontem ba bia eto ade bia awura ho na wonua gewode womo kan yen ho anwumre na yede sompa hot bite nunum empa mu kase ba etoa so akofa no nsia sabre de ebribi awiedu ye na ye hotia wamra na ne aka ekire nyina ye mfantoa so.
Bite kasi abona busia wasone wani gusu ya wotie na wo se hwe no brana so se yode no nsia kasi abona atoa so hot bite jumadi so na nsam ya yade ba no na poso ebi eni mampanye ye rojon dramani Muhammad ya tujwa ECG admeko no se yebada na akire ma ankronkra besom anasa ban no a ebetoa so
ene mampani asa busa asemo se giwa okufo se won maboka se de se winsa e wo mamui de na kire se eka wo ho ehon sam ye de toa wo
adwumayefo so na ebo aban na mane yi warmo sesa o ma Ghana na aban so wo yensiesie di a ene na adwumayefo akatua ehon so wonsiesie
International Workers Day empenemfo akasa de afa ho na ene ye bebo ne ye pirim ne ya domo suko
sanso na area NPP amanyoko no ane amanyoko ba sanan ya won maka wo mo abom sanyame ya adom adwoada wo mo baba ye ye kire no nsa bia pia frimu a yare mu chimu ebe abesom
ene sa amanyoko ya wo mo na ye mighty minority no won ma baba no sobo se adwuma ena sesei wo yi dudo na adie sensen ka obebie bi aka ho
afo ye beko bi manso na kanya mamu ya to se wo mo mra shebedwani baako akrabo akasa no we ne nsema hodo pinu a ana yaboaboa no a baba so mo sa what bite kasebo ano ayaya toothpaste wo mo na so ya sene ya chese ne kasebo yade abrawo asomfo ne penu Akosua aje wakwade boaten enemidi mene
triple mai ejapia Apam Dadaa
Ghana mampanyi ye rojon dramani Muhammad na de na aye adwumefo nyina da wayese wose yade wo adwumefo ne de aka wonom wasompa wo de asom ma Ghana ama wo ma ne sikasam ye dwade na fe ya kon mabosam ne nyina da atumi agina na so na ebra Ghana mampanyi ye rojon dramani Muhammad gina simpie so e wo Blaster Square ya na wakasa na wo kyeremu se wo hwemo pa no a ade ba ko a wo no nya matena akonya so kra no na Ghana fo adwene wo nyina ye won mokesene ne se anhwe yi aban no beda ne kire na ankronkro adwumeko aba besomu eye ECG adwumeko no enam so nti wo se wo no ebra no wote akonya so ne maya no de kan wo ye bi pen ema ankronkro adwumeko aba besomu wie kire na nkan ne adundum ne kra no na ya kyenda enam so nti no na adwene a wafa ane se wo no ECG adwumeko no pa sa baye na wobedane akire ma ankronkra besomu no eno de woboa na wokama Ghana fo nyina ye nye ho ntiase se ECG adwumako no nya de a wobedane akire se ankronkra bi mesom anase woton ade ama wonom na momuo na ni sode hunu ne botaye no yese wobama ankronkra adwumako bi aba besomu na eno no wo ne ECG adwumako no mienu nyina da kan bomu ato kese awreso ma Ghana yen kan ye ho nsem eno so betumi agina so mampanye ye rajon dramani Mahama.
The ECG has been brought to its knees by a culture of poor governance over the last 8 years, with a debt of 68 billion Ghana cedis and rising. If we do not do something drastic, our whole power sector will collapse. We can only bring down power tariffs if we improve efficiency in the distribution of power. Let me assure you, that is not my intention to privatize the ECG as an institution. Our attention is more a public-private collaboration to inject efficiency into our downstream electricity distribution system. And I must say, it will not be the first time. It's been done before. When I was president, in the free zones, a private company, Enclave Power, was giving the right of metering and billing in the free zones. Electricity company provided them with bulk supply of power. They paid the electricity company until today. They still pay electricity company monthly on time every power electricity company produces to them. And their billing and collection in the free zones enclave is 99% of revenue is collected. This is an existing example. And I'm sure that we can make our electricity distribution more efficient through public-private partnerships. But I can assure you and read my lips for emphasis, electricity company as an institution will not be privatized.
Akosua natural say no nya dia ECG adwumako no yebema ankrankra yebeton dia ma wonom we Ghana mampanyi ye rojo dramani Mahama
Mampani John Dramani Mahama aboboa no ana yeda so gina na ene e o Black Star Square bra na wo mo adwumayefo nyina mo no na wo bo wo mabaso no ene obebi asem bi tum se sabi se obia beboka e wo man mu adwuma mu a anka koko wurade yemfa ka nhye no esan se koko no epie no wo frem se tie bia de ohia yensuo na wo kan wo de besi se Gihog Distillery sefo se enyuma ku ahodo nyina se wo no maboka na wo mo nso de abetum bi se wo maboka abra wo mo by product wo mo yo no eyensa wo bi were ho a eyensa ye yi a eyensa dodo na ani agye entwa on be paapai eyensa ne wo mu enti die mpa na ebeye osi akwan ama Gihog fo wo no matimi aboka ya adwuma ahodo ehya aban ase kasa wo maboka wo mo nso edi baba beto so bie na wo kasa ansemi no yensa ntwerofo nya adagye efa asafa no etomane ye.
Today we celebrate the sacrifices of workers in Ghana and around the globe, and we had a conference with SIGA, and we're giving the debt position of state-owned enterprises, and almost all of them are in debt. Even companies like Gihog Distilleries, where when I was president, they used to pay a little dividend to government. Today, they also owe. The question I asked is, how can you sell alcohol and be in debt? When Ghanaians are happy, we drink alcohol. When we are sad, we drink. When we are not happy, we are not sad, we drink. So how can you sell alcohol and lose? And so we are charging the management of state-owned enterprises and the workers. Let us work together to make sure that we make these institutions viable, because those institutions belong to all of us. My brothers and sisters, there are millions more of working age who desire to join the workforce, but they are hindered due to the lack of openings and opportunities.
Eno man Penny John Dramani Mahama ene ewo Black Star Square bra wo kasa bo adwumayefo abaso no ene wo de sansemi etumo wonko Facebook aka ho tuturumika na bra Sompa 106.5 FM Accra ne nyina ye memom
ayobia bomwore na sane nyina no ye adwumayefo da sanse wo bia ye adwuma wo ma Ghana mu nti ye ka adwumayefo da ne ye ka ma me no mienu na ano na Asante Mantemu Trade Union Congress adwumayefo won monkabomuku wo mo so asore eltrase wo ma Ghana ene asem tie da so no se ye resetting yes se wo man no ye wo ma Ghana yie na afeso so ya hwese wo man no be fra domu akwadomu a na ye bisasa anyam bia adwumayefo akatua so ye ne yia na wase ano ya asem bisaka sie pa ye obesere sa Ghana mampanyi ro John Dramani Mahama wo timi ya no ye de ama no na wo hwese adwumayefo akatua wo be pagam kakra ma gya mo so won timi an ha won mo a enka ba ne de yie na eno anam so mapanyi pa yo no chwochwo Edema Asante Mantemu Trade Union Congress Oro Augustine Adongo Apambira wono enene nsemtwofo edi nkoma asankoma we nyinata wode MIC.
Workers are asking for living wage. Government should replace the minimum wage with living wage, which is better. Minimum wage is not doing good for us. So, and our pensions, and then the workers are crying that at least the salary disparities in Ghana is too much. So government should do something to unify our salary so that we are all Ghanaians, and we don't see why people who are on single spine salary structure are taking less than the others, like the state-owned enterprises, their CEOs, even the salaries that workers are taking home. It's like rental allowances of the CEOs of state-owned enterprises, which is unfair. So workers are crying that at least they should do away with the Article 71 office holders clause.
Aye, Trade Union Congress. Asante Mantemu panyi pa ya ochocho de ma wonom. Oro Augustine Apambila Adongo.
Ene adwumayefo nyina da wiase yesi ho a wono mu di o my Ghana yenso ye hye ho fa bie no ho nkomo a ne yedie na ye kɔ Asante Mantemu ho abio pani a wono enetua Asante Mantana no honorable Dr. Frank Amoakohene ne krata efiri Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council aba PO Box 38 Kumase na krata no de watwere wo so no wiase nyina da ye yesi ho de ma adwumayefo ammo ena wotworo ede kyese wogina Asante Mantano anamu ena wo ma adwumayefo se ya aban adwumayefo anankurankura die nyina ammo emu akuyafo adwadifo wono ma eno ano a wo ma ade entrepreneurfo afi abambofo akyerɛkyerɛfo emu adokotafo ne anesifo nyina kwampa wɔn fa so ama wɔman atimi anya nantuo ne ɛtoro ne srɛ atimi agina so no wɔma wɔn mo ne mom wɔka sɛ wɔn mfa nsiye ene namoyo ne akokoduro ena afi tirimo fan ene sɛdeɛ wɔn bɛkyɛ bibia pɛpɛɛpɛ ama obi anso ho ahenhan no bie enya adwuma no ɛnom mmoama aban na ni suade hunu papa no entimi emrem na ɛba mu saade a ene na wɔka kyerɛ adwuma wurafoɔ emu adwumayɛfoɔ apaafo ɛwɔ mu ene apaafo nkabomu ku no wɔn nyinaa ne wɔn nso ɛka bi a ɛbɛm sɛ wɔn nom mmoa na wɔman Ghana yɛda akye ɛnyɛ fɛ na wo sansemi ho a wo wie ma ayiko na wo swaneyɛ ɛdine din honorable Dr. Franka Moakohene Ashanti Regional Minister ɛhyɛ ase no ɛna yɛbo apini ɛba apaadie mu a wɔn ma aben wɔ mu paa emu baako no yɛwura Abraham dodo agya yalle ne yabusa ne sɛ ɛnɛ de yɛ wiase nyinaa yi si hɔ botae a na ɛda so no sɛ wɔde toto yɛn adwumayɛfoɔ sɛ yɛ aban mu ana ankorankora de ase a eswa so ana yɛwura Abraham wote yanka Sompa 106.5 FM Accra ni o yɛmo adwomo akwaba ɛba yɛ no nsi aka sɛ ɛbɔ so a yɛato ne din sɛ hot bite
mejoso pa
mo
mamitie tie poso
tiefo nyinaa so ɛgye mu papa ɛnɛ wohwɛ wiase nyinaa da yɛyi asi hɔ ne yɛde ma adwumayɛfoɔ mo botae a na ɛda soɔ ɛne nkasaya hodo a mpanimfoɔ ɛkasa ho no ɛne adwumayɛfoɔ yi edie yɛnka nkorɔ ɛne sɛde yɛsi ɛyɛ adwuma no ɛsaa so ana anwumire fa yɛkɔ ho school
ose mede no botae a yɛde si hɔ one the way
Sompa FM
labor so nka no I said o ye adwuma mo bia I said o ya afọ bi sa it's normal hours on open na ono ba ka say yeah why you meet your ka you coach me why you was meet your ka why you it is an your man buy in the ocean Americans and the Europeans na people fought it amo kontokwa ansana sa 8-hour shift no krabeba first we to be 16 hours na wo ye adwuma ma obi and we share labor law no krana I say employment is not servitude and what you say me ye adwuma ma wa enye say nkwasom and she said me ye adwuma say ya wo ye adwuma ma adwuma wura no onya kwa ma no at the tail end no wo nim die na wo de ba no na wo hwe so de tua oka so it is exchange you are selling your labor and it's also paying for it and you wo adwuma mo mama ju abi wo bi adwuma nya na adwen se me na me tua oka sabi at the project so one year adwuma na adwuma na akoso and you say so employees to understand that the labor na wunya no on one be adwuma ama wa wo wunya osika effectively even though when I was the risk capital and the buy what you here
no, correct.
You are the entrepreneur you brought the capital but labor na adwuma you can buy the machinery into me adwuma
no correct
said you have to consonant na what na wo pimpia wo chichi ni sei ye ni pa na to and to say nipa na mba labor na mba consonant kwa betumi adwuma
David.
So you can say the most important resources in all aspects of investment and whatever it is in a company labor. That is the most important resources. Because on no anymore you can buy all the skyscrapers, but for all the machinery in the world, for best software in the world. And if you
FM.
And see. Send ya ye kanu maybe this is here no about rhetoric. Broni baka about rhetoric. Ebi aba na obogu enum na okọ aban bi aba na oboburo ni mi na okọ. Ba asemba ku bi a President Kufo kan ye. One of the labor maybe ni bi okan ba ku bi. Or say the employers pretend they are paying. What employees or labor pretend they are working.
Yeah.
What would you can? What you want to do? You can do no. Would you can do? And then you made it one and one, and as a composer, Borso. But labor trees no. She can't with the mom and do the cook. We have a branch here, and we talk 1, 2 per with economic downturn. We talk at the Bakumi, you penna. So there must be a convergence point. Or see it to be in yet you were quite a bit me first one, you may be me upon it. Now, what can also be a crowd for that what do you say? So basically, May Day, workers' day, all right. But if you go in back, are we getting the needed benefit? Are you seeing the needed benefit? And also, it's another multi-million-dollar question to be answered.
Yewra and net that be na afasa ne kosono. Adwumefo kabomuko TUC so e de beto so se mempene John Mahama se wo reset Ghana e won reset agenda mu a ene akatuansam so won reset. Sasemi woni wo mo ya adwene.
You see sa reset no. Who's there? Abaya trial. You don't even know the terminus. Because the terminal will name 9 will It's just great statement. I'm not sounding political. I have a 24-hour economy. You have a minister for parliament, they are some kind. Finance minister, they are some kind. It was just a rhetoric. They don't even have a plan. Because if I'm running a company, no, what's running 24 hours? What is the market? What consider market now?
Sompa FM.
Assuming that Obi running sachet water, for example. No, it's okay. Yeah, you want to run 24 hours. But find a night and find a bottle sachet water. So there are certain, industry view of 24-hour economy will not work. But others are already. Others are doing. Some companies are doing 24 hours. Osha quarry, Osha mining. Even our health services, the police service, they are all running 24 hours.
Some Pakra running 24 hours.
Yes, we are running 24 hours. So what are you bringing differently?
And Mura say, yet you not just say abano one ho no one nation she biana or better now swana.
Oh, maybe I mean to be in Casa or Nisha, but in Yamana or Kakano, on Fabi Biangu, Aquaman, no. This is what is the botany. You see what the one not done. I want the man on the other. Me that was from where I think as a labor expert. Me who Nyama what you work first 100 days. They are them why must you are resetting the agenda. Resetting means only Supreme Court over so Fijiana. Is this one of the reset agenda? I mean, I don't want to sound, but at the end of the economy, you are resetting. Okay, if you want reset here, what is the basis? What is the basis of the reset? Assuming labor, the salary, recently, or more call tripartite. What was the percentage? Is it part of the research? Over parts of the economy yet. Say, is it 10% and I've forgotten the percentages. And Yamfa percentage because they were demanding at least 35% or so. Now, Omokanya, I'm to do 10%. Yeah. What is it? So, reset agenda. Do you have find now? What are the parameters? What are the parameters? Is it just political talk and one of the political rhetoric or for political expediency?
Say, emu adinche was a you to try a name maybe no so. Now, yes, ye.
Now, what you trust what? There, you see, you don't put something on nothing. What you say? You don't put something on nothing. The answer said, would you go up with? No, we will say, oh, reset agenda. No. If you say, if you say, I'm growing the economy this way. if you have taken agri sector, Galamsey, for example, Lensu Galamsey. So if you are restarting it, it means you have to stop Galamsey. Have you stopped it? First 100 days, So, Mayanti has here. So this is your reset agenda for labor. So if you say reset here, let us understand the reset, so that all of us can enable to have one reset agenda now, because you cannot do it. So your research without labor. If you didn't was research, say if you are economy no grow to say, because it is perceived in the minds of some Ghanaians, and after the president, the current, you say, the previous administration, at the Ghana Connection. One born home or the above and your money. So the research, let us understand the research. It's just English language, it's just vocabulary.
You're right, free vocabs is now in your name, Mount Cock. Dear Nedman for a woman, Monso, a was a year. I know yentia, a catua was a yensaka, yensankai, nefe, and you may yenyao.
Near to say, Ghana Nagasa, your productivity level low. A mano abaye import driven. Bibia yakra. Next Bibia yakra there, our cost of production ever so. And you won't consider cost of production and what the labor can want. It's very difficult to run a business, a factory. Ever Ghana. So one, I dare okay, one, or say you reduce import. The more you reduce import, the more you create jobs for people. But the more we increase import, we will create job. Look at pottery product, for example. How many bush do you send you to grow in Ghana?
Ya crowd dona.
Ya crowd do yes, and go on yes, Mogabakan. So almost say on my best, I think Kukonka, Yamo back one. Now, Obey Yamo a Kukomba, Nawanya, yes, and yes, I'm more launching me what. We joke with them, that's what they are launching. But if you still want to create a job, let's identify the existing pottery farmers. They are then able to grow their businesses. We are finding marketing more. If you can find market for them, it means you need to stop the importation of what? Pottery product.
You Abraham and you my end was a papa. Na Yanshadam Pebre, Nasa Uncle, Yen non trim, our Pakese yaso, Bra, Obewura, ye studio, Yan Mred was a pan obre. Well, labor expert, Yura Abraham Yale, any ding, then Chani a call ya, Yakojin Chirimo, our ne, as my phone in a day.
Akosua Wardme for Adamu na National Coordinator, Adama District Road Improvement Program. Ye chanti akanasa drip aye. When Monyan for Nilante Vandapo, Papa maybe a chum will know. Now I am Rasha Johnny de Madishia. I want the radio about to Empesiasu. Now Papa no for Sakoyan so abo Edme for Basu pa. Ya watch him with Sawa Mobia you cause and so hemwa. Edme for some boat one more home. Ana Ghana ya dru bia yadri na wase mampanye ya John Dramani Mahama kura no papa na dwuma wo ye chen kuri wase sense de Ghana ya ka dwumafo nyina abomuo na ya de wo madwuma so no wase wonye wase na no kura Supreme Court ajajefo okoyi wo mo se de Ghana fo bi no si bi so pa no ebi no se ne bo sha wo sha ye no kura amponya no no odi so no se ne nke wo se nke wo fa so na pepepe yo etumi ye adwuma wo ma Ghana ya temu adwani mu no ene wo bo pa eyi Chief Justice afiri wo do obi foforo ba ba hye wo ne krokro de John na wadi ayan sa anu wacha sa hwe bibia ne wono mo che sa yewra John Dramani Mahama na dwuma pa wo ye ne mede kura ne waka no kire sa no kwa papa no wose a oye magana.
On a May Day like this, I say with nostalgia, remember my days when I spent days like this at the Independence Square, running commentary on the celebrations. As a worker at that time, I admire the enthusiasm and the life that workers bring to a day like this, and I miss it. So I salute all Ghanaian workers. On a day like this, let's admire what we have contributed to the development of the country. Let me correct one point. President Mama never said anywhere that when he becomes president, he will balance. he gave an advice to our lawyers, and he said he's encouraging them to move from the bar to the bench so that when their time is due, they can also be promoted to the Supreme Court, so that we'll balance the perception that the government was packing the Supreme Court with its apparatchik. I'm happy one thing, that in the issue of justification for the need for more judges, no one disputed the fact that there was justification for judges. People were interested in the character and the backgrounds of the judges who were being proposed. 7 judges have just been mentioned. From yesterday up to today, I've not heard anywhere a word about any of the 7 judges.
I was your Lieutenant Career National Coordinator at the Ma District Road Improvement Program, a year trip. Or no Koyama be a chairman or a Marshall Johnny Water do about 1 person, so you're on Nilante Vantapoy.
And na ejuma for a day so near Daso Ejina. Na eba emrasa badwafia donkuma ewo ho afro wo ho mighty minority de otua wo ma no eyira Alexander Afanyamaken wono ana efutumra se badwani wo de asem bi ato so se mampani ejina Blaster Square wo ka enwuma ho asemi enwuma so obaye dodo na na wagu no yi bi modi ya wo de Chief Justice kura de eba beto so na wo mo de beka se sabre yi a wo so wo bi enwuma no enye enwuma bi na wo bi ne mom de wo ho kura dada yenima nka wo so bi bi ka ho no eno ene wagugu no yi bi modi woni ensa ntwerofo di nkomosei.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we are here as a mighty minority to also have a bite on these disturbing issues that confront our nation. Let me take you through some disturbing matters that we have witnessed since the NDC assumed the reins of government on the 7th of January 2025. The first thing we heard was the mass dismissal of the youths who have been employed in state-owned enterprises and in the public sector. People who have been employed for over 7 years,
Sompa
6 years, were suddenly asked to go home. Some go into their offices and they are sacked. Nurses who were recruited last year have been made to go home. Teachers who were recruited and posted have been sacked. That is the state of the NDC government for you. Instead of creating employment opportunities, they are rather creating more unemployment. Now, even with some of these institutions, they now replace some institutional heads with their party faithfuls as part of their resetting agenda.
Yera Alexander Afanyamaken yefutumra sebedwani donkuma womra sebedwafie wo mo ba no deni eneno na wowie no wo se adechie bosome de toso num edwada won mo kwakoyo ye kire power asomdwe kwan so edi atia ma megeto toko no amampani atwena sensen no na wo mo de hwepetetekremu ade wo mo hu ne se mampani pese wokọ no wosan kotetem eno nti no pese oyiyi mpanimfo no bi firi wo se de be na wo de koto badwafo n'animu a ebekoto te de amane na safutue no NDC de hawkfo ene promane bi ene hia ya wo mo boss apo no to mampani ntirim.
All that our president is doing through the advice of the hawks of NDC is to set a third-term agenda for his leadership. They think that by packing the judiciary, there will be a smooth road for that third-term agenda. Were we not in this country, where even 2 Supreme Court nominees, after going through vetting, and we're supposed to take their approval at the plenary, the same NDC said by adding 2 more judges to the Supreme Court bench, Nanado was packing the courts, and as a result, no further step was taken by the Judicial Council. What has changed? We leave it to the good conscience of themselves. But I want to tell them that we will not relent. We in Parliament will hold their feet to the fire and fight for the ordinary Ghanaian. Please join us 5 a.m. on Monday the 5th of May on this peaceful demonstration. Thank you very much. God bless our homeland Ghana and make it great and strong.
Yes, strong dada aye sompa. Yewra Alexander Kwame na Afanyamaken ate ne nka no wo say a third-term agenda ena mampani John Dramani Mahama wo hyehye na nyade a won betwe ama no wo mo de ne na behwiehwie jesa akopem se wo bepa aba.
I was Shamudia Korea Siano and a national organizer. Aldema NPP Amanyoko Nira Henry, Nana Watcheron Abonamanasan and Abi. One so de Baba to us watch Musasa Mampani, Yera John Dramani Mahamani and this Yabino. One would your Mamma Cabin Monte you, one person we are no disin chain. Now one more Casade, one more Pebble Mino, and also the Nadia MP4, one Batias Yokra. Nam Swintin, woman Yamanyokoba, and Naya Kabum, Ya Yamia Dumwa. A Jordan dear Monsieur To, a reabo, on Berry.
Over the past few weeks, President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government have intensified their relentless crusade against the independence of Ghana's judiciary, an assault that has now culminated into a dangerous and unconstitutional move. The suspension and planned removal of Chief Justice of the Republic, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Iraba Isaba Saki Tokuno, by none other than Mr. Mahama. The NPP profoundly disapproves and vehemently condemns this blatant disregard for constitutional order, judicial sanctity, and democratic norm. This action taken under the pretext 46 of the 1982 Constitution constitute a grave threat to judicial independence, a reckless abuse of executive discretion, and an affront to the rule of. We consider this suspension not only unconstitutional, but procedurally flawed, also politically motivated and executed with alarming disregard for the sanctity of due process. Additionally, Article 146 clearly stipulates that the President has no direct authority to suspend or remove the sitting justice of the Superior Court, including the Chief Justice, without recourse to an independent investigative mechanism. In such matters, the President is merely a transmitting agent, not a judge, prosecutor, a decision maker. Therefore, this suspension of the Chief of Staff is ultra-virus, unconstitutional, and must be rescinded without any delay.
I was so way I Henry Nana watching and a bee. One on a national organizer, Aldema NPP Amanyokone, and Shamudia Sunko so I want Manyokoni Muno, and yet as I watch a chumu at the Atrena, Yarakwa Manasonia Money Boni, Yawatu and Catherine Cramante, Mamma Fiodica, Agua Church and Comonyama Domna Humanitomua, Yanano Ebedin Comoyan Yanidi, Yantua and Semno Esso.
And yeah, transam no sono, na meka was say. Enyumre na sebi ohwa yemfama Leicester Company Limited a wonom aye ya toothpaste and toothbrush de abadwa so esi bia ehia bi de afe na efifiri ne ne eje na tutuo nyina ehia ya toothpaste ye wo yas whitening no ho ema se ne ye fita etese fluorescent bulb no ena wo mo yas heba eno nso kaka etu ase semproye etinokura edifiri ho na asam wonya enum nka papa Okasa obadwamu a obia bepese oba betie wonsa no bia yentua ye hwene we ya mekan no se wugya agya man kwada no yese wo mo ankoti ntwi wo mo se wonko ne ye de ahye pan no mukura adi esanse ne sente no ehwam na eto tachere maso nso a wanhwe abedi enti hye no nso uraba bia ye ton apo se ne boroso bia akwa na wabusa se ope yas eno ene papa no anwumre 21st clinic ekutayemu the sciatica commandant Yenya kana commandant sana chese womo ene wotumi e wo sciatica yare no so womo ye sciatica peseta womo ne twa asa no emi yehu yade e frɛ ne se sciatica na womo san ya anu aduru ebae eno achi no womo ye sciatica expert e bi te so a womo ne betimi aposa yade no ama ntini bi ahyehyem no apie afiri ama wo ho atɔ wo nkrabata e burudu no mo man mu bosompokora yetwa ekobroni kurom a yenkɔ ohuru plateim yenkɔ dodo broni mfikyire yakɔ ekosa yade enti an washa nso na do ho abata yen yakɔ Europe aba yakɔ South Africa, Swaziland, Botswana nom ne amaya hodo a eka ho nyina sesei ba bia wo mo frɛ yen Asia ene poten kurom ne Zelensky nom ho denso se adwobre ba ena ye beto won tantra herana ba to no so Dr. Sisters ne dom ho eno achi ka so obom kwa no so ehon so benya yen tema ye wo ho ye won kransa Children's Park nchen ho apɛ ya ye ne Presby Bank ne die nim hwɛ ebia na ye techima dia na GM Bank Dadaa no na ba hwɛ sunwankwan no so waduru sunwan no Teaching Hospital First Gate ho ana ye won hwɛ ne mu won se kan ye afi okɔ oboase a Council Quarters ye wo ho ya kure ya ye wo go so Success FM nchen ho brekum amangwase ye ne Chris FM ene ben 0540 311 311 ya no afrɛ yen de bi so dwabo so ba bia ya ye ma e wo ho a ye bo adwuma so no anwumre ubesi fie na uhia danse ho niema enko ba bia se na Judicial company limited ekwo Jesse sempremo ho wono nchen na ato adanse ho niema no efia wo mmoka na obetimi aye adwuma no awie na eda no nso odamu a wonsoso ada ebo ne bia emframa efa wada awia ebo a wonne haw sa na nsu eto nso a uyam enhyehyew esanse wono eton papa no adechie Putin krum ene Russia afa ho nyina abubuo ne Zelensky hoyi adanse ho niema ne nyina wono nchen na ye fa firi nti enya nwanwa se wadi award ewo adanse ho niema ton mu Haxa capsules and mixture wonua eye wo satamfo babia wo bia kan ho na pebi se udidi na woyam ye oya wunidi nso na wuhuna mane ana edu ba bi na abofo no etoda uja ona ya hu moja wo mu a osa etime de saba eno ane se obenya Haxa capsules and mixture na mom wunni mfinhia no dumienu a enye maw eno achi no wafo afuru ana wo ma akoda no fo a enko ho kra babia to nro bia enye na ho okwa wonsa ebeka bi anwumre Electroland Ghana Limited womo abiebi won krabata no ba bia wotemenka edifiri wo tachiman ya backside nchen ho ubenya womo won kran womo Kumase Cape Coast Mankasim Sunwane ene ba bia ene womo mo na womo kan yen ho ena anwumre ye somo Sompa 106.5 FM wonua ye na ye hutia wamra na ye ba ensem no aka akire ye de nyina ebetwa o waboboa no ye wura domlevo waka asem bi e de afa adwumayefo ho na de asem a ye de brewo
Medo edrano pa wutimi to wo boase etwitwiwusi o ado na so ni se mede yas toothpaste ene ne brush ene twitwi mesima menya homka senti na ye bokoi na medie me all time favorite yas herbal toothpaste ene ne brush aboa me amasesei menum so a enwunu anasa de ehia meselfimfem me biem na wo hwasa mesi ayefita sesrecha homa na et brightens yas whitening toothpaste and a brush and a midi shimmy. Entina was see a fee. Na yas total care gel toothpaste and a brush in the dear. A bow was some buying. Demonina and Mawanumu yet sham. Oh, yes. And do yas herba, yas whitening, and the yas total care gel toothpaste and a brush. I was young chamfa. Some pedudu to a one crying ha. For Leicester Ghana Limited and was 050-161-9588. Leicester Ghana Limited and the yas toothpaste mo ahodo and the brush abadwaso abeboy.
Na ede na ya obayi a oda former son yafunu emunumuni.
Oh Mr. Entry also yare ya titi me ben fie pi nanso ne yam nwono da se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwe a ebe ya nwanwa.
Menyi ni se wato ulcer tamfo Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture yanum bom kotia ulcer no bia ma no anom anka ne ho ato no dadaada ulcer drodi eno ani Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture
ankom ni nkyeremu
ulcer yekura eto yefunu ene ensunu mu etumi a woyefunu ekeka wa wogire ho a enyi ulcer etumi ema woye cheko ebra a wadidi awie so how eye ulcer de a compare Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture nanum bom na ho ebeto
pedudu etu a ko okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 020-3822-855 Apefo abatanya wama won mofra no fo ene mofra woni mfie dumienu enka ho Haxa capsules ene ne mixture
ulcer tamfo edie age adwadie nkratoyi yi atom
Chimano fue Electroland abeja near the Munamuni Amapani Nanswabo. Wait ye Thursday ya 10th April 2025. Raya showroom for front e Kumasi Techiman Kwaneso.
Yedi Roma sorry dino and that's a backside Nedia Nimshe.
Roberto Samsung, TCL, Media, NASCO TV, AC, fridge, gas cooker, washing machine, deep freezer, home theater, microwave, blender, kettle, rice cooker, and any ama papa kahunina. Now when in baby, Edicam for Baku 50, ebenya 15% discount. Any achedie, it's a rabbit idea. Kahu na senya.
FM. TV, Emma Akosua.
No creatrodo Sompa Emma Akosua pampa. Ma yanko kane Auditor General na boboano Yewura Daniel Yao Domlevo. Wono ene kasei. Na wode nsembi atoso kyerɛ sɛ Ghana eba emra hodo a yede ye adwuma ene ye court ahodo no a ekama yɛ sɛ mra na akwa yɛ sɛ ananse atentan enya ade a ɛkye akɛse no nketoa ene ɛkye wo mo wono mu asabi wɔbɛkɔ akɔfa ade kuma bi a wɔyɛ hia niba na yede mra ato no so dendenden afi wakɔ akɔdi naduafie nanso de wɔbɛhwehwe ha no wabɔ manyi kro no sika emu edu ya ɔbɔ so a Ghana fo betie mo ha abra wo mo nyɛ sɛ akɔde no na saafo no de wagyaja wo mo na sansemi Sompa for God and country so efiri no mienum pa mu ko se nonum ebebode apa mu a Professor Komna Abochi etena gwamu no ene pani ede tudwa.
The top hierarchy of the country omanum penny for any discipline say ya enyina so ben ena mebisa se enyina so ben ena wo mu begina abisa anase ahwehwe se timamufo de ebedi mras every ya minkan se mefua kronbo anase boniye bia eso nso so obi ohienti ebiana wakowia banki anase body nka odi kono adi yekina enni na otwe ni edina semawi ni edina kotrim na mum se emaimu mpanyimfo no wo mu wie yen sika na eno kra yen friend theft ye friend corruption e man brofo de said ye uti kra wo say ade we the celebration na say ye dey
Sompa FM
gaso e say me no ye dey suppose to keep me gaso we are thieves suspected or attempting to steal and stealing e be friend say e akrofo so apempanyimfo de yen gaso you say misappropriation of fund, misapplication. You can't brofon for fair. Say the one you have because we had the baby. I'm all mine. Now, very actually, in fear nine.
Sompa FM.
Now a case that's no court. Now on them and you go here at the end of the day. As a now what's not so. Intimidated say, a justice delivery system, and yet fit for purpose. It's not in the ordinary Ghanaian way.
Yewura Daniel ya Domlevo and ate se wokasa na ewie na wode beto so se ansa na wo ba befa dibre e wo man mu no broni fre bibi asset declaration e wo se wajapade a wo nyina wo da na di ansa na wo ba befa wo man dibre bi akuta mampani se e ka ne de e de hyemvre pum etintim de koma mpanimfo ene wo busa se asoafo ahodo mampani pa wo mo no ye musa se dodo sen e na akimi esan wo hwene so esi wo nkomu dua se sene na mewo ansa na meba na ne nyina no ye nyansa kwan a wo mbefa aba oman yi kro no entira na no so ye ntie no mra
nientia anase butaintia sa emra no ewo ho ne se ye wo aban mu anase sita aban sika ne de enye den a ebia wo de unsa bebom kakra sa insana o mu de bebom na o mu mpese ye behu se o de nsa bom ebize ansana oba be aban adwuma ebia na ehia ne de se me ebia bicycle kro ni bi na afi wakwa ko kire se o mi bicycle ba ko na me wana se me ni hwe na ekire eni be na be tie nine na eno afi de cars in a house is not simple in the mubede in fam no tware no omo declare access no so that bibia ni wa obetini di asusu se ansana ye fa as a minister no na we ni hwe ana se wo fie kura na wo fie ba kope nse wo fie efi awo no akodu enum na enan na ebeka ho wunya sika no wo he ansana wusi enunti ene ya na omabu omani egu emra kunini a ewo oman emu ena me de me gi se eho behia fa se yentimi enhwi enye hwe han emma oman panyfo emu omra no so emra no so na se womu ebu mra so se ya tumi ben ananyina so ben na womu womu de ebu oman ekyerɛkyerɛ timamufo se wo de yesi na se minister wo mu oman emra na wo ka kyerɛ nsi enye bigini ya anya wo befu anase wo bu
Yewura Daniel ya Domlevo kane no one Auditor General and ate se wo kasa e wo Sompa for God and country so
na lawyer Abraham Amaleba wono so National Road Safety Authority wono na Director General ya wada no wo bo amanie wo so de mampanye ya John Dramani Mahama ye bia no enam ne kwa so wano ye bibia da na kwam ye pa wo so ne obaka se mampanyini judges awodo ya woyie enam ne kwam wo ni ayanse ne hu sanse kwaba no sa no nipa kro oni mra ne mu yie
appointments in the Supreme Court, it means that you are accepting that the current people who are in the Supreme Court are tilted towards a certain political direction. So implicit in what he says is that those who are currently there are MPP, those who are there are currently MPP, and now those who are coming from the Court of Appeal are NDC. How did he get to know it? It's a national security concern. He said it, disappointment. If there are vacancies, you fill them, and once there's no ceiling, you can also, as it were, appoint more. The fact that the Supreme Court itself is yearning for more judges to come on board speaks to disappointment, and that disappointment is actually relevant because the practitioners at the Supreme Court are themselves saying that they are overwhelmed by the job. So there's nothing wrong with the timing. Two, the Chief Justice is before a committee, and that doesn't mean that appointments should not be made because she is before a committee. And three, I cannot see how these appointments, which are coming from within the Court of Appeal, they are not coming from outside, they are coming from within the Court of Appeal, are meant to balance what is already in existence. For me, the President has exercised his right. Anybody who speaks to tell me that I am speaking and I'm going to quote this provision of the Constitution and that it is wrong for the President to do what he did and that the President breached this Constitution.
I was on a returning care Director General of the National Road Safety Authority, Lawyer Abraham Amaliba.
And Road Safety Authority, and National Road Safety Authority. Regional Assistant Planning Manager Edema Santemanta Nedia Eyura Isaac Kodie. And what did you just say walking kind every Apam Bosuminum, Eba Ebesi Nanu ya Obenim Bosumimua. Nipa woman namun Quenciano, na Wamashre Wamokra, Aqua Kodie baby a Casenyamena Frewo, Brequa, Can Quenciana Mutusun or Nam, Nipa Mako Apima Henkono, ene nine. Na Chase Wabobosono. Na twetwe aso na ebusa se won kyerɛkyerɛ mu ye apem ana wo ha wo kan ne sei
Sompa FM
free January eba be see March and about April ne end there nti nyanya figures for April but say we share from January up to March 2025 enipa enam kwan so ana kwanhia so ewu asante mantam ha 194 what to afie twam same period from January to March na say 155 so we share nkontabu ana say enipa 39 na ewu aka ho na say kwanhia no emu apega na wo hwe wona enam kwan so epraye friend injured na 2025 from January up to March 1433 wona epra wona edi dem wona academy that's go hospital omu kwantimi ensori 1433 but to afie twam same period na 1141 na edi dem a epra wona enam kwan ho aka ball from January eba be see March 156 now the to afie twam na 118 and also mu apega by 38 now share cases and kwanhia ya record wa Ashanti region ha dey see ya Eko police station and police for Eko Chiribu kata so and also 1108 cases what the to afie twam from January to March so na 942
eno ye yewura Isaac Kodie Asante Mantan no pani be de akira eba wo mo hyehyɛ niema ye assistant planning manager ena ekasa ye wo wie na wo de afutuo ema wonu ma etwi hyen wo mo enam kwan so no passenger fo a eforo hyen nyina
the free be human behavior human factors ache say driver ni wona enam kwan ho passenger ye nyina ye ka ho ena de nkwanhia be bia babobɔ so eba na hwe human factor na contribute to about 90% of crashes I see January to March ni nyina ye na ye behwe wo ye passenger na wo te ka mu a na driver ni communicant tenta wo se wonya akokoduo ebuo na eni di so na ka che driver se papa oda romato obo ase driver for no be bi ono ma o musika mo penti no obe communicant kwana na adwe kwa ni ne ho so panifo se de o twa sano so nim se na chia eden achia ti e besere wa wo te hyen ni mu no a e communicant tenta no wo se wutimi nya akokoduo na wo ne driver ni kasa afi driver ni ye overtaking basa nwi na cars be 54 no wa yi ni nyina bom na ye din ni
National Road Safety Authority Assistant Planning Manager Edema Santemanta no yewura Isaac Kodie ene de afutuo yi emae
na another dia wa yemprom to beka se boso no ya na madam Rebecca twetwe enkomo maami wono ana ne baba mu a wanya mfinhia na duonu mienu kwame nkroma suapon mu na wode ne juma habit wono so ebra NPP amanyoko ne thank you to na ekoso na no joda nipa binim ko wo no sekan ya ene woda konfa no che aban ya resabia na maamene nya akonya no so mpaka se hwehwe nkomo ya wo che mu se rekwade nhira nkanya me se NPP mpanyimfo won ma ya mana broso sanse wo hwe mu Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia wonu ababa ma won mu sika 50,000 Ghana cedis anei wo mo de hwa se ne be na krona pomten eno so betumi agina so afei ne no kra ponkonko dan chen no yerwa Canada akompra ko Japan wo so no kra de wonya wo mumu wakoso akra ne mu die mo hwe se akra no ankasa anopa wia ne numre na de die mu betumi akoyie na afei ni mpom de no asanso ababie na won ma wasa nipa wo de sa nyambra sem no aposi fonsa ebesoni mu
Yenina ye tie Sompa.
No, I'm coming to let I am very, very sorry for this happening. You know, we shouldn't be called and no man, no, only across. I mean, I'm the man of it when I open to and deal. I needed to be an immediate politics. Oh, you're very, very strong in politics, more than even me. The religion I see when they time you are Marco, you need in my back, but I don't follow it more than he do. A friend, and let's do that. When you are trying to just this Monday, using an Fabian, that's giving 50,000 Ghana cedis. I just want them to take a revenge. Another revenge, you know, maybe in the form of a most Fabian and another visa. I said, I'm on China, because my child is in pain. The real crowd, who say, one party, no, maybe NDC and TT. But to me, there's no way I was to trust him. It should be one on a book in Japan, in the Momaya, the president order, inform agency, one more concern, not sure. But it's someone number, people that social work, or one social doctor, the next, owner, and to me, for now, okay.
I was so worried, Madam Rebecca, and now you're turning canon. No, a Jordan near Coso, I walk, Bantama, Santamantamunam Soma, Abamwa, a friend, a habit. Quano commercial pony will be one second, and your test all mammy, a church in Simu.
I was young common on it now, a bibrim honey, Ura Kenya Mamu, a horn I will Hussein bin so SCA. A don't be a not one motor so, Aqua Chintu, Ako Kum, Kenya, or Emrasabejeni, Onwa Kreyano, was answer ben ewo mrem, Nede ene Charles Ongondo, were, one maboni truekuno. Na eno enankra chase, what take in the bodyguard in echo, and no na halfway etimoto so shed din intente, or her womo driving me romoa as a womo ba or mo quine, a queeno, or more tenabonitu. As I say, wajen nkwa ede afiri nsem na tro no kasa wie no na ntentemo a domo ana won mo atwachia hotime eye ne brebrebre de no ko ayasabia ye won Nairobi ahenkro ho nanso ni nyina no ankwa nkosi aga wakwa koti na nanom ewon nsedo wono ne mrahye badwani a woginam ema baabi a efro se kasepofo na emuno na wo mo kyese William Ruto na ekase wono ye mampani wo se baabi biada saafo no wono makwa akwhye womu nsanso womu a aben ewo bambom enti won na wonfa womu emramrem na se ye ka pani nwere na asempa de a waben wo mrem na wo ye de se kronkronkronkron so ewo Kenya manum wono akure ya nso no Raila Odinga na manyokunum na wofi a no ye fe no Orange Democratic Movement emuna 2022 womoto abama no a woba ebeye mrase bedwani na wodaso aso ye mranim ni a wodomaboa se emra betime akoso na akoso yie na no na parliament a ewo Kenya wo mo kasa mafo owura Moses Wetangula wono nso kasa wetan se panin wo nsoro hweo na enwanwa enya nwanwa se de ekwa bia no ebinom adonyefo na asada bo wo mutirim po na wo hwe nso a eyepa na ebinom bo ya wo mo akwa akodi sa nyambra nsem na nso se de etie bia no wo mbetwe saafo no e de wo mo abamrem
ya twi wo mo de wo ma bamrem wo so ha na ye gina ne de nsam no nyina asie anasam wo de bramo no de di makote no binie Ghana mampanye rajon Jomani Muhammad ya tu jawo se ECG admeko no nya de ombedane se woton ama ankrankre
mampane John Dramani Mahama ese asembi nenam wote ase enye ye se wonu ma ayonsa eto nsa pa se wo maboka no odi gi hokofo e wonne adwumafo nyina adanase
NPP amanyoko no ne amanyoko na bia ka wo mo wabomu a nyame yadoma jode die mi oyekre ebaso
Ote se yebo na efe yepini Santimantemu National Road Safety Authority wono mo se free January besi March nipa 194 ena ewu ewo nkwanhyia no.
Lester Company Limited one another year's toothpaste and the brush aso yasene apoase papa ahodi wom na boawo ama wosen agina so Nana Kojoja Company Limited say akoba sempremu no na aye Electroland Ghana Limited one so the home appliances and so atayechi aye maramfi se haksa mixture one of the capsules one so kremu se twetwe 21st clinic na the sciatica expert and one mabodin meko we na so yasene ya de no wodi muntintin my pa no aye Lester Company Limited ya wode ya toothpaste and ne brush ekra yemu afai kase boy ne adam ewo meya a edidi suyi
Sompa 106.5 FM Accra ene free yeah tropetin eko Sompa 106.1 eno ye bunu Easter hinkru techiman Sompa 90.7 nkransa ene na afa ekosi fra wano no ho a eno achi Sompa 90.7 no na eko Sompa 98.9 buna hinkru sunwane afofo nyina ho na wo mutie di free Sompa 101.3 doma hinkru manim asase paso etotopa ya ekosi Cote d'Ivoire ene na afa Sompa 93.1 Kumasi Santimantemu ene na afa nyina FI ene yiko 100.9 so ma yiko ewa Santimantemu hwa takwa atoyamantemu a Sompa 101.1 ene fe atoyamantemu ahinkro proper hono gateway to Africa takrade Sompa 103.3 eno achi no esentwa no ho se ya afa wiase nyina pakese no so titru ne animu ngoma no so Facebook Sompa 106.5 FM and also ewura ho eno achi no esanko YouTube